Greetings, pirates, privateers, and other ne'er-do-wells. This is Grim coming at you live from Akua once again for episode 5 of our Let's Play of Empyrean Galactic Survival with Reforged Eden 2. We are on our way in our brand new roughneck to go and mine some promethium. Now, before we get there, promethium deposits are usually guarded by Xeraxian drones. So let's go in here and make sure the turret is on. Double check from the outside of the boat. Yep, it's hanging out up there. So that, when we get close, we don't get surprised by anybody. Now, the roughneck here, as I mentioned before, has 4 mechanical drills installed on the nose. It's a short, stubby little thing, which means that you should be able to drill yourself into a hole, mine the stuff that's inside, all out of it, turn around inside there, and come back out. We're going to see how that works in practice here. Now, I like to point straight down at it so I get a good view of what's going on. Drill's ready, and here we go. Now, you remember drilling with the survival tool? How long was that taking? I can't even remember. It was a dog's age. Anyway, this is the good stuff. That's promethium ore. Nice, pretty blue color. Looks like we may have gotten all of it in that one take. So, let's set her down on the mountaintop up here and have a little look. Inside, 15 promethium ore. That's not a lot. Oop. We don't have any 12.7s in there yet, and it's trying to kill something for us. Little raptors. Alright. So, we've got a little extra promethium that we can use to make fuel. Now what we're going to do is take that little bit of fuel, head back to the abandoned pad here, do a little salvaging. And once we've filled up the roughneck with all she can carry, we'll head on back to our little campsite and see what we can get going as far as a capital vessel is concerned. There it is off in the distance. Gonna have to remember to fill up that ammo container too. Some raptors off in the distance that I don't want to be hanging out with if I can avoid it. Alright. Landed, we're going to turn the thrusters off so that we don't burn up the meager amount of fuel that we've got. We have all the food that we found inside sitting in the fridge in this sucker. But let's take a look and see if we've got enough to make some rounds. No! We're missing nitrocellulose, so... yeah. Let's go do that before we go ripping down the abandoned pad. Just get a little bit of wood fiber here, so that we can start the ship making some rounds for the cannon. Do I have a chainsaw on me? I didn't make a chainsaw, did I? No, that would be the smart thing to do. Alright. Resource mode. We should still be connected directly to the cargo container on board the roughneck, so this should go straight in there. Let's have a look. Yep, there it is. Go and get one more. Not going to need a whole mess of rounds just yet, but we'll need a few. That's enough. And now, do. There we go. The output. We want to switch this to the ammo controller, and it'll put the rounds right in there, and we won't have to worry about it. Alright, thruster's back on. Now, what I really wish that I had access to is a Tier 2 multi-tool, but I believe we need a better constructor than the one that's on this ship to make that. So, for the time being, we're going to run through this with the regular multi-tool and tear it apart as best we can. See what we can get. Alright. Multi-tool in hand. And set it to salvage. We'll go up and start from the top. Now, all of the blocks here are made out of usable material. If you point at them, see how it says steel? Some other ones might have a little bit different stuff in them. This antenna spike, though, check the top left when I pull this in. All the computer stuff as well. So we're going to go through this POI and we're going to grab all the devices that we can. Doors, screens, containers, everything. Nobody gets saved. It's a good way to build up a good base of stuff to build from so that you don't have to worry about it nearly as much. Windows are good too. Alright, furniture, interior doors. That thing, one of those. Ammo boxes. Looty loot loot. And there shouldn't be anybody down here waiting to gnaw on our bum, so... Oh, that sounds like somebody waiting to gnaw on something. Where are you? Nah, someone's gonna try and sneak up on us. That spider might just be stuck outside of the area here. I wonder. Well, that was kind of cool. I don't think I'm supposed to have any of that stuff just yet. I have to remember that on my next playthrough. Alright. So we're just about done with all the high-tech bits and bobs here. There wasn't very much in this particular POI. Again, it's a starter POI, so I didn't expect all that much. Okay. Xenosteel, we don't need. Xenomaterial, we don't need. That's for later in the game. What we do need, though, for that capital ship are steel, titanium, neodymium, things like that. I was hoping we'd be able to find a little bit more here, but apparently not. Oh well. There's steel, and there's lots of it. And using your multi-tool, you can just take the entire building apart like this, and you see how it comes down into plates there? I'll do that with any structure that you've been able to core out. Now, let's see here. Where's the boat? Where did I park? Ooh, did I remember to get whatever's in these? I did not. Look at that. Okay. Straight into the roughneck. There you go. Thank you. Ah, there you are. Ah. Alright, that should be everybody dead in here. Let's see. how full you are. 2460 of 62. So what I'm going to do for the next couple of minutes is just go and take apart a bunch of the metal that's part of this structure. Alright, so that's probably about enough for now. I noticed that I'm running out of charges for the multi-tool here, and since it runs on the same gas that this beast does, I want to make sure that I'm judicious with the way that I spend it. So, ooh, that was almost full anyway. Look at that, 93.5% down there on the bottom. So this thing ought to handle like an absolute Cadillac. Ooh, slow to lift off. She's a heavy girl. Where are we here? There's the escape pod. Yeah, I designed the Roughneck to be able to carry as much as possible with the smallest thrusters I was comfortable with giving it as a starter ship. It will lift most of what you need it to, but if you load it up with really heavy stuff like xenomaterial, it won't get off the ground. It'll do steel, it'll do titanium, it'll do all the various electronical bits and bobs. That's fine. But once you start getting into the heavy elements, it can be a bit of a challenge. I gotta say, though, you know, just as an aside, when I first picked up this game, I wasn't really sure what to expect, but one thing it has given in spades, for me anyway, is a gorgeous sense of place. The planetary rings, the stars in the sky, the way that the terrain is generated, mountains off in the distance, it's all a very beautiful looking thing. And this is coming from my potato of a computer, which started life in 2012. Well, we may have frozen. I may have to restart. Oh, no, we got it back. Okay. I gotta stop calling it a potato. It hears me. But yeah, even on basic graphic settings, it's still a really good looking game. I could get lost in here for hours and hours and hours. Final approach to the escape pod. We can set her down and begin work on our capital ship. Well, the beginnings of it anyway. We're not getting a capital ship this episode. No. Alright. Let's get a little closer in here. And how much? Oh, geez, we burned a lot of gas. Okay. Well, let's see here. So since we're connected, right here with the Wi-Fi, we should be able to pull titanium, steel. What else are we going to use? We'll try mechanical components, electronics. Those are the same. Go computers, might be able to use some of those. Silicon, definitely. Copper, definitely. I'll leave the iron around just in case we need to make some ammo a little bit later. What's that? Large upgrade? Nope. Plasma converter? Nope. A restroom? Well, let's see. Go to the blueprints. Yeah, we're gonna have to, first, we're gonna have to go through the capital ship menu and unlock what we can. So we're gonna go for the Jolly Roger ring with no shields. 10,000 iron, 5,000 silicon. Yeah, it nears makes no difference. Lots of stuff we ain't got right now. But it says 24 devices need to be unlocked in the tech tree. Ramps, center guns, hangar doors, landing gears, engine. So, I'm going to go in the tech tree here. I'm going to go to capital vessel, and I'm going to see if, from memory, I can get unlocked most of the stuff that I need to get unlocked. Oh, you're at level 15. We're one level away from the large fuel tanks, and I think we need that. But we'll need an oxygen tank. We'll need an oxygen station. Don't think I put an armor locker in it. Don't think there's any passenger seats. We will need elevator blocks. There's no gravity. But we will need a pentaxid tank and a warp drive. Commander, jump drives and warp drives are used to visit other planets and sectors, usually using refined pentaxid. Jump drives are devices for small vessels that can travel to other planets. Okay. You can look that up if you need to. I don't. Basic large generator. Did I put anything bigger than that in there? Well, we'll find out. We do need the RCS. Improved large generator, I'm relatively certain. So the small ion thrusters I used. And mediums. Didn't use any larges, but they're standing in the way of advanced ion thrusters. So yeah, we do need to get to level 15 to unlock this bad boy. But let's just see what else we've got here. Don't need any of the lamps. Cargo containers I do. Ammo box I do. Don't need the ammo controller, but that looks like it might unlock some other things. Container controller, yes. Container extension, yes. Don't think there's a harvest in there. Sentry guns, yep. Light automatic turrets, yep. And small constructor. Might as well unlock what we can here, because if we get that boat in here, we're going to put an advanced constructor in there and a deconstructor. The deconstructor will take apart the things like, you know, oxygen tanks and fuel tanks and various bits and bobs that you can grab from a point of interest into their constituent components without losing anything. When we were taking apart the structure just a couple of minutes ago using the multi-tool, we were not getting everything we could have gotten out of it because it's a level 1 multi-tool, number one, and because even the level 2 multi-tool doesn't get absolutely everything. It gets more, but not everything. Alright, we're going to need medical devices. We're going to need a food processor. We're going to need hangar doors, so we need the shutter doors. Armored automatic doors, perhaps. We're going to need a ramp because I put one on the back. We're going to need landing gear. We're going to need a detector. I don't think I use floodlights on it. Matter transceiver. Yep. And ventilators. I think there might be one in there. The rest of this looks like it's hydroponics, and then the big bad guns that we don't get to play with yet. Let's go see how we did. 2 devices left. Control stations and fuel tank large. Oh, that's interesting. So fuel tank large, yep, 15. Where's control stations? There it is. Passenger seat. Control stations. So now we gotta go and find something that we can do. To make up those experience points. Wonder how close I am. Pardon me for a moment while I go around and collect things that I can collect. So since it doesn't seem like mining is going to get me much experience, I'm going to try mining a little flesh. Yeah, that's a little better. Come here. These guys are quick, though. Yeah, 300 experience. Yeah, unfortunately, we're just not going to be able to make up the kind of experience we need by pulling plants out of the ground, so I've had to resort to something a little bit faster. Let's see here. Okay. What we're going to have to do, connect to the roughneck again. I'm going to transfer over all of this stuff into the constructor if I can, except for the super shotgun. We're going to keep that there. We're going to put some fridge stuff in the fridge. So it doesn't go bad on us. There we go. Herbal leaves too. And transfer over all of this stuff into... Oop. I did that wrong. There we go. Into our portable constructor, because its cavernous box can hold just about anything to a point. I have to see if I reach the end of the boxes, because that will determine whether or not this was a good idea. In some containers, the limit is the number of items. In other containers, it's the weight. And in some, like this one, it might just be the number of actual boxes that you have. I think it's... Oh, I can't remember what the number was. But if it is that, at least we can get some weight out of this boat so that we can go and do some hunting with it, get our experience, and then dump all of this crap back into the capital ship blueprint, like I wanted to in the first place. That would be ideal. Alright, what's the heaviest? Iron. You can go over there. That's capacitor. Yeah. Titanium plates. There we go. That's actually a really decent start on getting our capital up and running. Pretty impressed with what we were able to pull out of that place so far. And there will be more. Mark my words. But for now, I'm going to do this, and I'll be back with you in a moment. Well, it looks like we've reached the end of the input that we can hold in this thing for now. That being said, I did find a little bit of fuel. So, go take a look at this guy. Pop open the fuel. Pop in the fuel. 53%, that's a little better. And let's see what else. Alright, so the rest of this crap I can just chuck in there too. So we'll go back to harvest controller. This goes, that goes, that goes. Need those, need that, need that. Go to fridge. That goes, that goes. Those go. And you. And that should about do us for now. Well, let's take those back. Just in case we end up getting cozy with anybody. I'm going to put the shotgun shells in my inventory because I've got that rad little super shotgun. And let's go hunting. Oh, handles a lot better now. Okay. Now, was there anything I found that we can go hunt? Might be a little tower or something in here, I'm not sure. We already took out the abandoned pad that had a bunch of bad guys in it. Let's go explore dead south from where we are. So use that mini-map up in the corner. Turn on the old radar dome. And start scanning. So like we mentioned before, radar signatures are ores generally in the ground. They won't show up until you're almost on top of them when you're on planet, which is kind of a bummer. You do get a little bit of XP for finding them. You get a bit more for finding installations and structures and that kind of thing, and that's what we're after right now. Just to get us up over that last little jump. Let's see where we are here. Oh, there you are. So that's a drone. Let's at our, got 1,000 rounds, and if we take a look at what the turret's ready to shoot, everything. All right, we're gonna go pick a fight, and I'll bet you that's a Promethium deposit up there too. Nope, that's copper. So here's a little tip for you. Xerax drones can't shoot up. So if you stay above them, there we go. And never ever forget and up close and personal. Right about there is good. And grab all their shit. And don't fall out of the ship like I did. Let's see, did that get us close? Well, we're still level 14. Check. We need about 10,000 experience to get up to the next level. Let's see what I can wrangle here. Might be a very boring, long part coming up soon. As I fly around looking for fights to get into. What are you, and can you shoot me? Gotta get within 6. There it is, fuel storage. Yeah, they got guns that can hit me. I'm not gonna get too close. What else did our map determine? also found that generally near the poles, you'll run into higher concentrations of bad guys. I would say we could go and take on that POI, but I'm pretty sure that the couple of guns that they've got bolted to that fuel storage could take the Roughneck apart in 2 seconds. And right now, she's all we've got. So, I'm not ready to do that just yet. Still nothing. Alright. Our signature. Now it's going to be tough getting those experience points. And I can't remember how much you get for mining in a ship, but let's go see what we can do with... Where are we here? So 11,294. Let's go mine a Promethium deposit and see how much we get out of that. There it is. Now there are a lot of other POIs on this planet. But it takes a long time and a lot of flying around to be able to go and find them. Seeing as the Roughneck here isn't all that efficient, I want to try and keep its flight time down to a minimum, if at all possible, and be very judicious about where I go. But this stuff here we can make a little bit more fuel out of, so hopefully it'll get us up to level 15 without too much bother. Alright. Fire up the drills again. The last Promethium deposit was kind of a letdown with that small. Ooh, look at that! We capped a raptor without even thinking about it. And there's some more out there. And we got the experience for it, which I'm really happy about. Just about all the Promethium we're going to get out of this hole. Where was that nasty little bugger tried to take a swipe at us? Side somewhere. Get him, buddy. There they are. Time for some experience points. Or do you only get experience for discovering them? I think think that might be it. Yep, I'm gonna have to shoot a manual like. Here's where it gets a little dicey though, kids. Those raptors are quick. And deadly. And out of range of me. Let's go see if I can do some damage. Come here. Go running. Aww. There we go. They're worth 300 XP. Not gonna get us there. Meanwhile, my boat's just tearing it up. Alright, what were we at before? 11.2. And we got 300 from that last guy. Oh. Looks like mining might get us there. Alright. Hold my beer, I'm going to try something for a bit, and I'll be back. And that's when everything went absolutely south. So, when last I mentioned going off to do something and asking you to hold my beer, I got it in my head that I'd go and get some experience from getting into some combat, save you the trouble by cutting it out later in the edit. So I paused the recording. Then I went out and got some experience and started talking like I was still making the video. I hadn't hit record yet. I recorded I thought I recorded another hour worth of footage, only to find out that I didn't. So, long story short, we are of the correct level now, level 15. I went around to the constructor on the ship and went to little boats, went to little pieces of little boats, and you'll see that even after I enabled it, there is no warp drive showing up here. So, we're screwed once again. And at this point, I thought it was a little bit shitty that if I go into, say, the factory, I can add all these pieces, I can get this boat, and it's got a warp drive in it, without having the right constructor. I can just build it. Well, if that's the case, why don't we just fake it a little? So we're going to go single player, start game. We're going to go scenario, because it's Reforged Eden 2. We need to do that first. Click on Reforged Eden 2. Game mode. Creative. Game name. Cheaty. Alright. Empty world, no. Difficulty settings, whatever, don't care. So, we're going to start this up. And we're going to build ourselves a ship with a warp drive that we can pop into the factory and pull it into our game only to steal the warp drive out of it. Now, what do you need to build a ship with a warp drive that we can do this with? Well, we have in our possession starter vessel block. We're going to pop that right about there. Then, we're going to go into the Bits and Chunks menu, go to Little Craft, go to Bits and Chunks, one jump drive please. Boom. Meet our ship. Alt, letter O, and we're going to save it as and that's done. Now, we're going to back out to the menu again. We're going to go and load up our game. And we're going to see what it takes to bring that in through the factory. Alrighty, let's go to our trusty F2 menu. There's our cheaty warp. And that's it. Oh, we got this. We have all of that stuff, so we need titanium. We do need a little bit of neodymium. And some aluminum powder. Let's see if I was able to grab any of that stuff in the POI assault that I did. Yeah, we should be able to make some aluminum powder. Magnesite. Think we might have turned in all the neo that we had. That just means we'll have to go back in and get more. Let's see if there's anything left in that POI. Yeah, at the POI I should mention, I found another abandoned pad. That's what I boosted up to level 15 on. We can go back there and clean out the rest of the place and see if we can get all the bits and chunks we need. So neo, aluminum, titanium, that we do. Can't we? Don't we have any titanium? Well, we will after we rip the roof off of that place. First things first, though, let's see if we can make some aluminum powder. As I remember, it didn't really take all that much. Yeah, we should be covered, no problem. Let's switch this back to the harvest controller. How much did it say we needed? I can never remember. Oh, 4. We're good. Let's go here. Put you over there. Back up to here. Aluminum powder. Oh. Well, hang on a second. It says we're ready. Start production. And cheaty warp. Spawn. Oh, that's a beautiful thing. And there's the jump drive. And because we're plugged into the ship, we can bring up our multi-tool, retrieve blocks, back into here. There you are. Yeah, we didn't need to go and get anything else after all. So, turn the lights on here. When I designed this boat, I knew I'd probably needed a jump drive at some point. So I designed it so I could have one sticking off the back end of it. There we go, a jump drive. In our next episode, I will have done the exact same thing, but remember to include a pentaxid tank, because I don't think we can make those on this boat either. And then we'll have a fully functioning ship capable of jump. I hope to see you there. In the meantime, this is Grim, finally signing off.